Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me D'Angelo Mandell. He is a corner out of BYU. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for having me.
So yeah, out of BYU, really excellent program. We'll get a chance to talk about you and your journey here in just a second. Why don't you start us out, man? Tell me where you're from and walk us through your journey a little bit.
I'm from San Diego, California. I was born in Oceanside. Um, here been to San Diego. It's sunny, it's nice and warm all the time. So the transition from San Diego, California to Utah is a little different for me. It's cold. Obviously, it's a big religious area, or state, I would say. So I think that was a big jump for me. Um, but yeah, it's Utah is just kind of it's a one of a kind, a different place. Um, Most people when they come here, they kind of say it's just its own world type of thing. Because when you go anywhere else, it's like feels like you're back in the normal world, but when you're here, it's just a little different. I don't know why, but
Sure. Like you said, grew up in San Diego where it's all nice and pretty and
yeah,
warm. Certainly in some areas of the country, it's not right now.
yeah.
I wish I was in San Diego right now. But hey, you went to high school out there. At least per my notes, you did some track and field, doing a pretty excellent job of it at that. Um, Talk to me
I
about
don't know.
your days in high school as a high school athlete playing both football and track.
High school was fun. I tell my teammates all the time, the high school is definitely some of the best times. I played football and ran track. Um, I would say track was a little better just because our football team wasn't very good. I think we won 6 games in 4 years, or something like that. So track was kind of the thing that where we kind of shined a little more. I ran the 400, 200 in both relays. Um, did pretty well in those events. And in my football career, I kind of played a little bit of everything just because just how our team was. I kind of had to play receiver, running back, tight end sometimes, safety, corner, obviously. I almost played quarterback for a game, but then our QB decided to play last minute. But I was really close to playing quarterback. I was so excited, but he came back the day before the game. I didn't get to do it.
Well, I mean, it's okay. I mean, you've made a career at it so far, at corner, doing a great job. Like you said, I mean, really good track athlete. At least per my notes, running that 400 in about 48 seconds, which is pretty sweet, man. I think it takes me twice as long to do that thing. Um,
Yeah.
but no, so I gotta ask, I mean, obviously you could have chosen to pursue track instead of football. Why football, man? Why do you love this game so much?
It's just one of those things, just something about it. Like track was good, but it just doesn't give you that same feeling football does. And football, I knew that it's something I fell in love with the first time I saw it. The first game I ever watched was the Pro Bowl in Hawaii. Um, and that was the first game I ever saw, and I knew this is what I wanted to do. And I just I'm a football guy. I love watching it, whether it's like just the games, highlights. Like I'll go on YouTube and watch top 100 plays from the season. I just always just love the game, and I appreciate it a lot. And obviously, I appreciate it more just because it's done for my life so far too. So
Cool. So growing up, man, like you said, you were watching the Pro Bowl and all these other games in NFL. Who were you a big fan of growing up?
Terrell Owens, he
Well,
was my favorite player growing up, just because of his energy and his passion for the game. Um, and a lot of times, I think he was kind of misunderstood because people would say he was kind of like a team wrecker and stuff. But I just think he just loved the game so much, and he was just so passionate about it, and that's what really like drew me in. And I was a Cowboys fan too, and so um,
I mean, I feel like Terrell Owens, he got a lot of haters, a lot of, you either love him or you hate him. I mean, but
yeah, For
but
sure.
definitely a great athlete, playing a position that's not yours. So, is there a guy, in the league right now that maybe you try to aspire to be, or somebody that you're a fan of?
Um, I would say because honestly, I wanted to be a receiver first. That was just always how I thought. I was like, I'm gonna be a receiver. I can run. I can catch. Um, just kind of just a thing. Scoring touchdowns is kind of like the glory stuff and all that. I would say once I made the transition to really focus on DB, it was probably Patrick Peterson. He was a guy that I always watched consistently, and I just loved the way he played. So, and in today's game, because he's a little bit older now, I'll probably say Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, Latimer's pretty good, man. Really, definitely one of the best guys. So,
Yeah.
um, D'Angelo obviously grew up in San Diego, California, made your way there to BYU. Let's talk about BYU just a little bit more. Obviously, like you said, a state that you know has focuses on other things, but whenever you think about your time there as a student, can you talk about life as as a student there, and maybe what you majored in during your time there?
It's hard. Anyone that you ask, BYU is really hard. It's like probably one of the most rigorous academic schools in the country. Um, and they don't care if you're an athlete. There's no cuts or anything. If you don't do the work, they will. I mean, that's it for you. Um, I majored in human development, family life studies. Um, I was interested in that just because a lot of the major it was about kids and families, and I was kind of interested in learning more about stuff like that. But BYU's hard. They push you. It's good because they have a lot of help for you, so they're not going to let you just do everything by yourself. There's a lot of help, but it's definitely hard. And then on top of that, you have to take religious classes too. I mean, obviously because it's a Mormon school, so you're taking Mormon classes too. And those classes are harder than some of the academic classes. And so it's harder sometimes for someone like me who didn't grow up LDS, obviously. And you're going in there, and the guys who grew up in it and went on missions and everything are struggling with it just as much as you are, and you're just confused. But like I said, there's a lot of good people there to help you out, and I appreciated my time here.
Nice. And so you said human development was your major.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, hypothetically, man, what do you see yourself doing like once football is done with you, like maybe 10 years down the road, or more? I mean, where's that major going to lead you?
Um, Honestly, for a while, I was like, maybe I should be like a psychologist. I was like, maybe I'd have to come back and get my master's and all that type of stuff. But honestly, I've just been back and forth. I know I want to help kids. Um, I think that'd be a big thing for me because I know that a lot of kids are dealt bad hands, and if they make sometimes they're just put in situations that they can't really control. And I want to be a person that can help those kids so they can be what they want to be.
Okay, well, I mean, hopefully you'll be able to get those opportunities, and who knows, in what facet you'll be able to do that, but maybe something down the road for you.
Yeah.
Uh, so BYU, man, talk about y'all's defense and how you've been, utilized in that defense during your time there.
Oh wow. Uh, I would say, as far as the players, we had a lot of ballers on defense. We had a lot of guys that go out there and make plays. Um, we had a we had a good set of coaches to where they knew how to scheme teams, and we would just base our scheme based on who we're playing. So we're playing all man just because they've shown that week that they're not very good at man, or we'll play only cover two that game just because they show they're not good at cover two. Um, I think they used me the best when I was in man coverage. That's just what I feel like. I grew up doing. It's just mano a mano, covering the guy wherever he go, I go. Um, I just feel like that's the best place they always put me at was in man coverage. I would say my junior year we played man basically every game, and that's where I think I excelled a lot.
So, I mean, do you feel like that's the one thing that really separates you as a prospect? I mean, being able to, go stride for stride with any receiver, is that kind of your, I don't know, pitch to guys right now? I mean, what do you think?
For sure. I think that's just what I specialize in, just because I just don't feel like there's anybody that could just, outrun me or be that much quicker than me. I just feel like I can always stay in a good spot and be consistent in my coverage. And that was the biggest thing I strove for, is being consistent. I was never like a guy who just had all these amazing, like, crazy plays, but if you go check the tape, it was always consistent. And that's what I just made my money with.
Great. So, again, being a part of BYU, it's been a great program for a long, long time. I know a couple years back, you guys had one heck of a run in a season where I think y'all maybe lost maybe one game or something. I can't remember, but I mean, I know you guys completely killed it a couple years back. So, tell me about some of your best memories, your best moments as a player there.
Yeah, you're talking about the COVID year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went 11-1. I actually got hurt that year. I messed up my knee, so I didn't really get to. I was a part of it, but I wasn't actually out there that often. But that year in itself was crazy, just because I mean, no one thought we were gonna be playing football. Um, I think honestly, as a team, the guys grew closer just because of how everything was, and um, still being able to go to a nice bowl game. We played UCF and had a great game there too, and actually got to finally play in that game, coming back from my injury. Um, I honestly say some of the best memories were the year after that, when we went 10-2 or 10-3, I think it was. We lost the whole game, but it was our first time beating Utah in 20 years, something crazy. I don't know the number, but it was something crazy. Like, we hadn't beat them in a long time. We had just a bunch of Power Five games back to back early in the season, and we just kept winning. So those memories with all my guys were just so fun.
Cool. You mentioned a little bit about that injury during 2020, and I know for a lot of people, those things stink, obviously. I mean, you don't ever want to go through an injury, but I mean, I do feel like situations like that really help a person grow, whether that be as a player, as a man. Talk about your own personal character development during that time frame.
It's so hard in the moment, because at first you're just like, especially during that time, because we were winning so many games, and you're just like, why couldn't I have been part of this year and all that type of stuff. But I think that year kind of taught me how to be a good teammate. And I just think that a lot of times you got to take things for what they are. And a lot of times guys will just do the whole like, woe is me thing. But I took that time to, I could be a better teammate now. It's not my time to be out there playing. It's my time to show that I can be a good teammate. And then when it is my time to come back, that I can join in and help add on to the success that our team's already having. And also, just with my knee, it just taught me how to take better care of certain parts of my body too. It was a PCL injury, so no surgery or anything, but you can't like you can't really do anything to mends and heal. So um, taking care of my body, more importantly, just having fun when you're not the one that's out there.
Yeah, so I mean, again, it sucks being injured, but I mean, at least you took the most of your opportunity. I know you weren't a part of like that, great run, except for the fact that you came in like at the very end there. But being a good teammate definitely very important. So, um, D'Angelo, let's take a minute and well, just not to talk football for a little bit. Tell me something about you that maybe not everybody knows. Anything interesting, fun, or whatever, but whether that be hobbies or something. Tell me something about you.
Hobbies. It's funny. Someone just asked me this not too long ago, and I was just like, I would just do football so much that I don't know if I have any other hobbies. But honestly, I really just enjoy going home and just being with my family, be able to just chill for a little while, and be with my close friends. Going to the beach. I'm San Diego, so I gotta go to the beach and just get my feet in the sand and in the water a little bit. If you ever go to Encinitas in California, go to Lucadia. It's a little food place. It's really good. I spent a lot of my time down there too. Um, but even here, just when we get free time, we're just chilling with the boys and we're just hanging out, kicking it. Nothing crazy.
Cool. You big movie guy? I mean, you
Oh,
like
for sure.
you got a couple favorite movies that you like?
Couple favorite movies. Ooh, The Express,
That
for
was a good
sure.
movie.
Really good movie. Avatar, the series. Obviously, the new one just came out too. I like that one a lot. That was really good. Um, I just like honestly, I love going to the movies. Whenever there's something new coming out, always ready to go see a movie, especially scary movies too. If they got some.
Gotcha. I'm gonna hopefully embarrass you a little bit, but I mean, what's the one song that you're most embarrassed that you like? The one song that you're most embarrassed that you really like?
Uh, Ain't It Fun by Paramore.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good. Anything more that you want to share before we continue?
Um, nah, I'm good.
No, it's all good. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously right now, I mean, you are training, you are working towards obviously your ultimate goal of getting into the league and you were, working towards that pro day which is coming up here soon. Tell me about what your personal goals are going to be for that pro day.
Um, Honestly, just a lot of they want to see me run. That's the big thing. They want to see like what the size can I run, and so the goal is to hit low 4.3s, um, and have really good field work. I think that's where also I'll be able to make my money too. Is just having really good field work and on 40, and then everything else just solid. I just want to look like a smooth athlete in all those drills, whether it's the L drill, the 5.10.5. I'm not so worried about the time because I know if I'm smooth, it'll be fast. Um, yeah. Oh, and then bench press. My goal is to hit 16. That'd be a nice goal.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that'd be, just fine if you can get there.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you put out more than 16, man, they may want to, I don't know, do something else with you. I don't know what that is, but I mean, we'll see. Where are you training at? Are you actually there in Utah, or are you somewhere else?
I'm still here in Utah. I'm training with Maine Performance. The head guy is Skylar Maine. He's from here actually. Got has his own facility and he trains a lot of us guys getting ready for the pro day or combine, and then he trains NFL guys too all the time. So
Great. D'Angelo, I want to give you an opportunity to give a shout out to a few people before we close up shop. And so one of them, I want to phrase the question this way. You've had a lot of great coaches over the years that have poured into you, man. Tell me maybe one good lesson from one of those guys which sticks with you still today.
sticks with me still today. Does it need to be a coach on our BYU staff, or could it be any
You,
coach?
you can go back to high school for all I care.
Actually, my DB trainer now, his name is Robertson Daniel. He played at BYU actually, played in the league for a while. Um, and the biggest thing he told me is actually going into my sophomore year. He was like, you need to learn to be honest with yourself. And a lot of guys that come into college or trying to go in the NFL, they're not honest with who they are as a player. And so when they finally get the criticism from someone up top, they're kind of shocked, but they're never honest with themselves. And so I'm really big on really just being honest with myself as a player and knowing who I am, and then knowing what I can work on to get there to where I really want to be, and not just this image that you have in your head all the time. Because I'm sure every player they think they're this thing when sometimes they're not.
Gotcha. I mean, honestly, definitely best policy. So nice to hear that. How about some of your boys there at BYU, dude? I mean, who are some of the most impressive teammates you have there right now?
Shoot, shout out to Chaz Ayu, who's going into his senior year. Malik Moore also going to his senior year this upcoming season. They got a lot of ballers over there. Shout out to Cody Epps. He's a youngin, but he could play really well too. Oh, and Ben Bywater, really good player. Uh,
Awesome. Appreciate you shouting out a few guys there. Obviously, you know, again, like we said, I mean, your goal is to get to the league, and I'm sure that there are several scouts that are watching you come into your games, and here soon they're going to see you do a great job at your pro day. But before we get there, man, I want you to close things out and talk to all those guys right now and tell them why they need to take a chance on you and draft you and bring you in. So go ahead and hit them with your pitch.
sure, you're gonna get a guy that's always willing to learn. I might not get something right away, but you just know that I always work at it every day till I get it down. I'm a competitor at the end of the day because that's what football is all about. I'm always ready to compete. Um, I just love the game. That's just what it is. I don't think I would have got this far or kept going if I didn't love it as much as I did. And I'm willing to take on any challenge that's headed my way.
Cool. Well, D'Angelo, obviously you have a lot going for you. I mean, you got some decent size to you. I mean, some good speed and ability to, cover guys in man. And like I said, I mean, be able just to follow guys, wherever they're going. So to be able to do that is certainly great. And of course, being a good leader there amongst your secondary, I think that that's key as well. So I do wish you very best of luck in this process. All right.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Once again, D'Angelo Mandell, corner out of BYU. Check him out.
Thank you.